Test, test, 1, 2. Alright, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone around the world. This is Performance Racing League Round 21. We are in Canada. My name is TAC Delta. I am flying solo today. And we have an interesting championship battle starting to line up here between Tambar and Ankbank. Is it Ankbank? Let me double check. Apologies. Yes, Tambar and Ankbank. Ankbank holding 661 points, Tambar with 628. So pretty sizable lead by Ankbank. In PRL, we award 50 points to the winner. So we have a different scoring system than traditional F1. But this system does allow for a little bit more encouragement and a little bit better balance that we've found. So it is still possible for Tambar to become the champion, but he's got a lot of work to do and he needs Ankbank to not do so well. Let's see who we've got first out on track. Looks like Darluto or Destroyer. Let's see if we can get down to them. Destroyer will be our first one around the track today for qualifying. Let's see. So Canada's a good track. A lot of straight sections with a few fast chicanes, so it tests kind of both extremes of driving. You've got your high speed, you need to have good corner exits, but also, as Destroyer's about to show us here, you need to be able to be technical and get through those chicanes good without getting into that wall of champions there. And we'll watch Destroyer go through this first hot lap here. Gets it into turn 1, stays in third gear, drops down to second. Rounds through turn 2 very nicely. Coming up over the hill, the first one of those chicanes. This one is blind. Seems to take it well, stays off the wall on the right. Well done. Coming now into the second sector. Your first DRS zone of the lap. It's pretty short, more or less just to help you keep up. There is a slight chance for overtaking down coming into this corner, but it's tight, so you have to make sure you really have your move planned out. Handles that second chicane well. Coming down to the hairpin, now getting onto the final straight. Looks like we've got some yellow flags out. I believe we're okay. Just a few drivers on slow outlaps. Ooh, no, I was wrong. Rusty and Suzuki having a small collision there. We missed that. Hopefully it's nothing too severe. Destroyer coming through the final chicane. Coming down to the line. We'll see what he gets. 110.3 on the medium tire. So that's a pretty good lap from Destroyer. We'll see as the times start to come down. Stevie the TV goes 3/10 faster on the soft tire. Who else will we have? Let's see. And Darluto appears to be already retired from the session. Maybe serving a qualifying ban, I'm not entirely sure. We'll spectate Tar Heels coming across the line. Tier 2 guy reserving up into Tier 1. Love to see this for driver development. Coming across the line with a 12.7. So a little off the pace of the Tier 1 guys, but that's alright. All about competition and improvement here in PRL. Looks like we got a little jam here in the hairpin. I believe that's, yeah, Mopow Cowboy just kind of getting out of the way. Has an invalidated lap. And now they'll start to kind of stack up here on this final straight. Not ideal. You definitely want to be bringing some speed in. Mopow Cowboy's going to get out of the way. I think he wants to get back into the pits. Continuing to stay out of the way. And who's that breezing by? Ankbank? No, Ankbank's about to set a lap with a 109.7. So a good lap from Ankbank. Actually 109.8 if we round that up. Good lap from Ankbank. It's kind of what we expect. Tambar with a 124 to start. Must have been a slow lap. Maybe made a mistake somewhere and wanted to conserve. Gets a little loose there on that too, so we'll see if they stick with it. I believe they will. Tambar handling that chicane nicely. Coming down to the hairpin, it's important to get on the power as quick as you can here. You really want to be getting speed down the straight, but if you get on a little too quick, you'll fishtail a little bit coming out of the exit of that corner, so you really have to be careful. We are getting a weather report that it is going to be dry, so thank you, Jesper, for that. And as we look up, we see Tambar setting a 109.6.7. So taking it from Ankbank there on slightly worn tires. Well done to Tambar. Let's see who else we have out on the track. Is that an Alpha that's about to cross the line? Spinning wins there. Maybe it's Rusty on the other side here. Rusty's on an outlap, so he'll open up. Let's see who else we have. K-Dog prepping, Jesper into the pits. Who else is out? Trying to see who we're going to have coming across the line next. I think our next timed lap could be Frosty here, but those are 3-lap-old softs, and they're low on fuel, so I wouldn't expect this to be a hot lap. Looks like Suzuki's on a flyer. We'll see how he fares. Does well through that chicane. It's a blind chicane, and if you're not careful, you'll cut the track and you'll receive a warning or a penalty for it, so well done to get through there. Suzuki currently has the best first sector, so maybe looking to challenge Tambar and Ankbank here for pole. Provisional pole, that is. Handles that chicane nicely. It's another one where it's not blind, but you can pick up track limits there if you're not careful. But if you're not pushing those limits, then you're going to really struggle to get a solid time in. Suzuki, a little bit of a slide there coming out of that hairpin. Still gets on the power good, so we'll see as they come down to the line here. Picking your braking point here is key. Too early, and you'll go through here kind of slow. Too late, and you'll get loose, as Suzuki did. Unfortunate for Suzuki, because that was looking like a really good lap to square up. Who else do we have out? Is this Sheriff Shaft? Sheriff Shaft on a flying lap, coming into the final sector here, coming down the straight. Just rounding off about 10 minutes remaining in qualifying. Can he get it through this final chicane? He can. Sheriff Shaft going to come to the line with an 11.7. So Sheriff Shaft will be looking for a little bit more time to squeeze out of that lap, I believe. Let's see who else. We've got a couple drivers on out laps. Where is Stevie? Stevie's starting a flyer. We'll sit on board, see how Stevie can come through the blind. Solid late braking. Gets through the chicane with no problem. It is looking a little cloudy, but I have been told that there will be no rain, so maybe a slightly cooler track, a little less grip than they'd like, but no rain. Stevie TV getting through those curbs nicely. Got a car ahead. I don't know if this car's on a hot lap. Stevie TV setting a best middle sector, session best. That's Frosty up ahead. I do believe Frosty is on a flying lap. No, Frosty's on an out lap. I'm sure Stevie the TV's enjoying the slipstream now, but is it going to affect the downforce going through this corner? Maybe a little bit. Stevie the TV holds on to it. Going to come across the line here. Moves up to second place on the grid. Very, very close to Tambar. Less than a hundredth of a second off of Tambar's pace. So well done from Stevie. Let's see who else. So we have Tambar out here. Is this what Tambar's on now? Tambar's on a fresh set of softs. Looks like he's already invalidated this lap though, so he will let some of the guys go by. Hopefully doesn't get into it with this Aston Martin going through. Getting all bunched up here in the hairpin. I think Tar Heels was on a flyer, but has backed out of it. Let's see who else. I see a McLaren coming down the track. Is that Alibata? Yes. Alibata on a flying lap. Let's see where Alibata can put it. Generally a top 5 qualifier. Holds true to the word. Gets up into 3rd position, just slightly pipping Ankbank. So the track's starting to rubber in, heat up just a little bit for these guys. Starting to pick up some pace. Let's take a quick run through the current top 10 provisionally. So we have Tambar here. Just coming through the 2nd sector. We'll pick back up with Tambar in a minute. Spin and Win actually taking provisional pole now with a 109.6. Tambar just behind. We'll see where they come out here in a few seconds. Steve the TV 3rd. Alibata sitting in 4th. Ankbank with 5th. Fikri, I still will not get that name correct, sitting in 6th place. Destroyer 7th. Rusty in 8th. Jesper 9th. And Frosty in 10th so far. I'll top back on board with Tambar. See where they finish this lap on. Good through the chicane. Gets really close to that wall, but just stays off it. It's a great drive from Tambar. It's good enough for provisional pole. It's Tambar up on provisional with a 109.28. That's good. That's 42 hundredths up on Spin and Win's pole lap. So Tambar kind of getting into a different level here. We'll see if Ankbank can match it. Ankbank actually getting out on a hot lap now. So we will see how this goes. Just over 5.5 minutes left in this qualifying session. So we should see drivers kind of coming into the pits, getting their last little bit ready to go. Some drivers like Ankbank already out. Let's see how this lap counts. It'll start valid, that's good. There has been issues in the past where if you invalidate in the middle of the lap, on your out lap it'll also invalidate your next lap. I've been a victim of that, so good to see that's not the case for Ankbank. Taking that blind chicane nicely. You really just need to be smooth through there. If you're smooth, you're fast. And that shows with Ankbank setting a session best in Sector 1. Coming through the DRS up into the 2nd sector, there is a speck of rain on the camera. We were told it would be dry, but it looks like that could have been an inaccurate weather forecast. And Ankbank has invalidated. With that rain coming down, this could set the grid. I think any driver, if they're not on their out lap now, I don't think they're going to see any improvement. The track's going to get slick. Stevie TV's already invalidated. Who else is out on a lap right now? Adrian, I'll just go with the last part of the name, how about that? Adrian making a slight improvement on their time, also has an invalidation now. Where is Rusty? How is Rusty doing? Rusty's coming through about the middle of the track, handling those curbs nicely. The track is going to start getting a little greasy with these raindrops. So we'll see how drivers can handle it, and if the track starts to slow down at all. Rusty with an invalidation too. Is there a glitch where I see everybody invalidated, or? No, because I've got Share Shaft on a good lap. Let's jump back up with Spin and Win. Looks like Tambar has set the intermediate tire. I don't know if they're going to try to set a time on that, but maybe get a little bit of wet practice, just even though the race should be dry. Spin and Win a little slower through the first sector than last time. Down 1.5 seconds. Sorry, 1500s. Apologies. Yeah, you can tell the drivers have a little less confidence and a lot more slippery coming through these corners. Looks like Adrian has retired. Is that on track or in the pits? It's in the pits. It's good. We don't like to see any cars retiring on track. It looked like somebody just put it in the wall. That's Rusty off the side of the track. The car looks okay, though. I think maybe just getting out of the way. So no worries. Jesper's retired in the pits, it seems. I think this will be our grid. I think the rain's just coming down a little too heavy to really make anything happen here. So that will set Tambar as your driver on pole with a 109.28. Spin and Win taking second with a 109.643. Stevie the TV with a 109.66. Alibaba with a 109.7. Ankbank with a 109.79. Adrian with a 109.9. Close enough to round up to 10. Destroyer with a 110.3, Rusty with a 110.5, Jesper with a 110.5 as well, and Frosty is your 10th man on the grid with a 110.7. So that will be our top 10. This is good for Tambar. Tambar taking pole and Ankbank starting in 5th. Now Ankbank is definitely fast enough to recover from that 5th to start challenging Tambar for the lead. Where it could get tricky is if Ankbank gets caught up in some traffic and has some kind of accident or gets caught up in something between these, between Spin and Win, Stevie, and Alibaba. Or if Ankbank doesn't get a good start and gets passed up by Adrian and Destroyer, that could also put him in some degree of jeopardy. So this will be one to watch for the race. Ankbank giving it a shot on the soft tires anyway. Maybe Ank knows something that we don't? I don't think so. But we'll see what they can do anyway. Most drivers retiring from the session in the pits. Yep, Ankbank with a little spinner there. Suzuki practically stopped on the track. Darludo and JH unable to get laps put in this time. I'm not sure if Darludo is serving a quali ban, and that's why they kind of came out and didn't do anything. Same for JH. Let me see if I can get a read on that for you. Yes, so Darludo is serving a qualifying ban for penalty points. Darludo will be starting from the back. JH starting from the back there with them. Ankbank deciding the fun is over, going to come into the pits and retire. I think that leaves... There we go. That is the end of the session. Right, so we will come into a 2-minute strategy session. Drivers will get 2 minutes prior to the formation lap to set their strategies, kind of get themselves prepared for the race, take any remaining comfort breaks or get any water, any beverages they may need. So have no fear. There's no lag, there's not a glitch. I'm just giving the drivers some time for strategy. So, the point structure of PRL is different. I think I'd already mentioned this prior. It differs slightly from the F1 point structure and actually reflects a little bit more of, I believe, the structure that IndyCar uses, or perhaps NASCAR. For us, we give points all the way down the grid. This kind of encourages drivers to finish the race, even if they are falling a bit behind. So the winner of the race will receive 50 points for their efforts. Second will receive 43. Third takes 37. Fourth is 32. Fifth is 28. Sixth is 24. 7 is 20. 8 is 17. Ninth is 14. 10th is 12 points. 11 is 10 points, and then it staggers down by 1 for the remaining positions, giving the 20th finisher 1 point. In the event of DNS, we stack from the bottom up. So the first driver to DNF will receive 1 point, second driver to DNF will receive 2, and such on up the list. This also ensures that drivers who may have a late DNF are still rewarded for their efforts during the race. However, it does not allow a driver to crash out and just get some easy points and take an hour of their weekend back. We also award 2 points to the fastest lap in the race. So theoretically, Tambar can take a 104-point swing over Ankbank, assuming Ankbank, well, actually no, that's incorrect, 102. Assuming that Ankbank is the first to DNF in this race and our final race of the season, Brazil, which will be next weekend. And that Tambar sets the fastest lap in both races and finishes first. So, with that detail done on the points standings, we'll get prepared here for a formation lap. So drivers will pull away. Let's run through our grid one more time. We have Tambar leading them away from the grid this time. Spin and Win in that second position. Stevie the TV taking third. Alibaba in fourth, followed by his teammate Ankbank in fifth. Your current driver's champion leader. Adrian in sixth in that Mercedes race car. Destroyer in seventh. Jesper in eighth. Frosty 9th, Molpawa Cowboy taking 10th position, K-Dog starting in 11th, Share Shaft in 12th, Rusty Oil Can in 13th position, Tar Heels in 14th position, Suzuki bringing up in 15th position, and rounding off the grid are Darludo and JH. So that's your grid. We've got 17 drivers today. Canada can be a tricky track. If you don't respect it, you will end up in the wall, so I think we'll probably see a couple cars taking an early exit today. I'm sure we'll see at least 1, maybe 2 safety cars. So it should give drivers a good opportunity for some strategy. Speaking of, let's take a quick look at tires. So Amazon predicting a 2 or even a 3-stop race strategy from softs onto double mediums or double softs leading into double mediums. We have the top 9 starting on the soft tire. Molpawa Cowboy being able to start on the mediums. They're in 10th position. I'm sure they'll appreciate the ability to do that. K-Dog and Rusty and JH, the other driver, starting on softs. The rest are on mediums. So we'll see which strategy tends to pay off. Looks like we're going to see probably 2 stops in this race. And we'll get ready as they are now coming up to the grid. Darludo and JH lining up there in the back. And here we go. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 red lights, and away they go. Tambar getting away nicely. Looking like Ankbank got a good start, pulling up past the teammate. A little shunt there into the back. All the drivers getting through turn 1 and turn 2 just fine. Let's jump back up with Tambar in the lead. Leading the grid away, coming through these curves. Very nice view of the car. Adrian up 2 positions early, well done. Alibaba dropping back a little bit. Destroyer seeming to have slipped back a little bit from the grid here. Getting into a bunch with some of these cars coming into this corner. Cars going side by side. Jesper pulling ahead there ahead of Frosty. They'll be coming down to the hairpin. Drivers will be really jostling for position. Looks like Mopawa and Destroyer getting into it. They'll come out of the hairpin side by side, coming down into the straight. Got Jesper and Frosty up ahead, getting ready to battle. Looks like Jesper's gonna just slot in behind. Destroyer trying to break the toe from Mopawa. Everybody getting through here cleanly. Nobody taking to the wall of champions. Let's see. These top 3 kind of keeping a tight bunch. Tambar, Spin and Win, and Stevie. Looks like we've got a yellow. I think that's Cher and Shaft going for a little spin. Tar Heels as well, dropping back a few positions. Looks like Frosty and Destroyer are getting quite close. Coming here into another chicane. Frosty getting a little loose, recovers well. Stays right on Destroyer. We'll see how this plays out coming into the hairpin. Going down the straight. Looks like Destroyer getting a little bit of a better exit. Frosty just sitting in that slipstream, being patient, waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for that DRS to come on this next lap here. Everybody getting through the first turn, the final turn with ease. With that DRS enabled, we should start to see some moves going into these braking zones here. Actually, Sheriff Shaft coming into the pits, taking up a speeding penalty. Unfortunate for Sheriff Shaft. Not having a good start to the race. Luckily, we've got 33 laps left to rectify it. Mopawa Cowboy had a spin, falling down the order. Just to wait and be patient for everyone to get safely by. Unfortunate there for Mopawa. Looks like another spin. Some driver falling down the order. That looks to be Frosty, maybe getting into it with the drivers they were battling up there. Does Frosty have damage on that car? It doesn't appear so. The car looks good. Coming down in with the DRS. Darludo, K-Dog, and Frosty, they're all going to kind of just siphon in behind each other there. K-Dog pushing track limits a little bit. JH actually getting the penalty for it. J-Dog going to go for a move around the outside of Darludo, which becomes the inside. No, going to back out of that one. Spin and Win picking up a penalty too. We'll see a lot of those penalties here on Canada, I believe. It is a tight track, and the only way to make up a whole lot of time is to cut corners, as Frosty did there. So drivers having to find a balance between how much of the corner to cut and still not pick up a penalty. Let's jump up and watch Suzuki here going side by side with Rusty. Coming into the hairpin, Suzuki does have the inside. He's going to try to outbrake Rusty, but did he outbrake himself? Looks like he will get through the corner, and Rusty actually taking a little spin. Not sure if they got pushed by Darludo or just got a little too anxious on the throttle. A little spinneroony for Rusty there. Suzuki pulling it out nice, holding that 9th position. And Destroyer and Jesper getting into it. Looks like Jesper kind of getting the bad end of that. Has the DRS, wants to go around the outside. Can't quite get it done. These two will be looking to battle the whole rest of the track. Let's jump up to Spin and Win, trying to close in on Stevie the TV, wanting to get that position back. K-Dog picking up a time penalty for track limits. We've got a yellow in Sector 2. That looks like Ankbank having taken a spin. Not what Ankbank needed, and he's going really slow. Not much you can do there. I mean, he had to get the car going and get moving, so Jesper might need a new race suit after this one, but doing well to keep it in order. We're on lap 5. Let's take a quick run through our heroes and zeros. The first one being Suzuki, up 8 positions from a start in 15th on those medium tires. That will be doing well for Suzuki, so well done. Same for Darludo, having served that qualifying ban, already up into the top 10 on medium tires, so Darludo and Suzuki looking in a good position in terms of strategy. Jesper diving into the pits there, not sure if that's for damage or just fresh tires. Those two definitely take the spot for our heroes. Looks like for our zeros, we're going to have to go with Ankbank taking that spin there, dropping them down to 10th position, not what they needed for this championship battle. Still not in too much danger, but not where they would like to be, I'm sure. And the 3 in the back, Jesper, Mopow, Cowboy, and Share Shaft, all taking spins, all having to dive into the pits for it. So, tough start for those guys. They still have 30 laps to make up for it. And we'll see how they go about. Let's get up to Suzuki here, looking to make a move on Destroyer. Getting really close into the hairpin. We'll see how the DRS helps. Destroyer is not close enough to Alibata to get DRS help from him, so he's going to be on his own. Suzuki getting up around Destroyer. Well done from Suzuki on the medium tires, and we have a safety car for Spin and Win. Spin and Win taking an unfortunate spin into the wall of champions. That will drop them down the order. Drivers diving into the pits now, taking this good opportunity. I'm sure we'll see all these guys in the back dive in. No, Tar Heels deciding to stay out. Let's check the tires here. Tar Heels wants to stay on that medium tire. I think they can push it a little bit farther, a little bit longer, stay on their strategy, make up some track position here. Overtaking is not impossible on Canada, so track position is not quite as valuable as it would be in a place like Monaco. But Tar Heels deciding to emphasize that anyway. Most drivers coming in to get some medium tires. So you see those guys 9 through 13. JH and Mopowa also coming in, I'm assuming, to get some fresh tire. Yep, onto the mediums. Share Shaft, the only driver on the hard tire for now. I'm not sure if Share Shaft will decide to come in for a stop. I think the leaders are right behind, so going in for a stop means going a lap down. I don't remember if the F1 game allows lapped cars to pass. I don't recall. Looks like Share Shaft deciding to continue on with Stevie and Tambar coming into the pits to get rid of those tires. Safety car just came out at the wrong time for them. So we'll see who can take advantage of this. Looks like Suzuki staying out on the medium tire. We'll get that track position with the leaders pitting. K-Dog also staying out on the soft tires. Not sure that's what K-Dog wanted to do. Maybe missed the pits or got caught up in the strategy screen. But staying out on those 7-lap tires under a safety car is not the move for this point in the race. Darludo going on to the hard tires. Also getting a special media report that Darludo races in the chase cam. Ooh, Darludo actually going off the track. Maybe chase cam was not the move there. spin and win got spun into the wall of champions. That's a little different than doing it himself, so we'll see if that shows up in the steward's room. In the meantime, does Darluto have any damage? Yes, that front left end plate is gone, so Darluto will have to come back into the pits, and unfortunately, all the work that Darluto's put in to get to this point is now gone. It's really unfortunate for Darluto. Most of the drivers going on to the medium tire, the exception being K-Dog, who stayed out on the softs. Looks like Tar Heels and Angbank swapping positions under the safety car. Not sure what that's about. Maybe Tar Heels taking a little tour off the track. We'll see how that gets sorted. We've had issues under the safety car with overtaking in the past. Haven't seen the issue in a while, but could be something returning, not really sure. And the drivers will now start to queue up behind the safety car. It'll be interesting to see what Darluto decides to go on, what tires decide to go on to. My guess would be the mediums. Yep. Takes another set of mediums, and those mediums would be pushing it, but could make it to the end of the race. I don't think he'll stay on those to the end of the race. In fact, I don't think most of these guys will. I think we'll see a switch over to soft tires, or maybe medium tires a little bit later. Tar Heels, Suzuki, and K-Dog definitely will need to be in the pits. Suzuki needs to get a good breakaway from this safety car to try to extend that lead as far as possible. Hold on to some track position after the pit. So we'll jump back up there with Suzuki for the time being. We'll get some good shots of the Red Bull here. Following around that emerald green Aston Martin safety car. Canada's a very green track. Lots of greenery on the sides. The green Rolex barriers, lots of trees. Really a beautiful place. It takes place in a park, I do believe. Park that gets repurposed for racing. At the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. Safety car going to keep us out for another lap. I'm assuming waiting for Sherashaft to catch up. Now, well, we see Sherashaft decide to go on to different tires. They have a free pit stop effectively at this point. Will Sherashaft come in for some fresh mediums, or are they going to stay on the hards? You could stay on the hards now and try to swap on to mediums or softs toward the end of the race. Looks like that's what they're going to decide to do. So we should see the safety car getting ready to come in on this lap. We will get on board and stay with Stevie the TV for the restart. So yep, there's the confirmation. The safety car is going to come in on this lap. Driver's getting that last bit of tire warmth in. And we'll see Suzuki letting that safety car go. Apologies for those of you who may get motion sickness. That looks like the safety car is gone, so now the pace is in Suzuki's hands. And it looks like Suzuki has decided to go. So now we'll see from Stevie the TV coming up here on K-Dog. K-Dog on some pretty worn softs, so I don't know how long K-Dog will be able to hold that position from Stevie. Driver's getting through these turns pretty softly, pretty good. Stevie kind of looking to the outside. That's not really a good place to overtake. Oh, Stevie's been hit. Stevie's been hit by, I'm guessing, Tambar. That's a DNF for Stevie. Will not be happy about that one. Does Tambar have any damage? We have a yellow in Sector 1, but I don't know if they're going to throw a safety car or anything for that. Tambar's car looks fine. Maybe a little bit of a dent on one of the end plates, but other than that, Tambar's car looks okay. Stevie the TV's car, not so much. So really unfortunate there for Stevie. I'm sure we'll see that one in the steward's room later this evening. Looks like we've had some pack racing here develop, no doubt in part to that incident. So we've got this first pack here with the top 6. Suzuki through Ankbank. Then the next pack with Tar Heels going side by side with Rusty. Rusty's going to bully his way through there, and they both make it through clean. Adrian also getting around on Frosty there. Adrian looking to make the move on Rusty. He's going to have to back out of it, but they're going to stay close. Looks like Adrian's going to settle into the back there. Ankbank closing in on Alibata. Now, in the past, we've seen Alibata let Ankbank go, but Alibata seems to be putting up a little bit. Oh, there's Tambar with the spin. Right off the curbs. Really unfortunate. That's going to shame these guys up a little bit. And Ankbank going ahead and moving through on Alibata. We will see a yellow flag. Tambar looking like he's having trouble getting that thing going again. Nope, he's got it pointed straight. No damage for anybody, luckily, so the only thing hurt here is Pride. K-Dog putting those 11 lap soft tires. Now he's going to bring him into the pits, but was doing actually quite well with those tires. Suzuki also doing well on the older mediums to have built up some semblance of a gap to Destroyer. Destroyer on much fresher medium tires. Going to be looking to close that gap here soon before the pit. K-Dog going on to the hard tires, looking to end the race on those tires. I think maybe could have gone on the mediums and been fine. Would have been close, so hard tires may be the right decision there. Let's see what other battles we have out here. Adrian kind of closing in on Rusty. We saw these two battling at the first half of the last lap. Let's see how close the back straight will bring the two of them. The pack starting to spread out a little bit in the back. The pack of guys, 2 through 4, has tightened up, and it looks like Ankbank actually making the move there. Adrian getting around Rusty with the DRS, no sweat. Destroyer and Ankbank going side by side. Not so coming into the first corner. Destroyer just keeping it nice and tight with Ankbank there. Tambar setting a new fastest lap of the race with a 12.3. Pretty solid lap there. This pack right here is driving nice and close. Ankbank, Destroyer, and Alibata, all drivers of a very similar pace too. Ankbank maybe a little faster than the other two, but they're doing their job to keep up, especially using the DRS to help. We'll see how that develops going into the back straight. Other parts of the track looks like Jesper Tar Heels and Molpowa holding tight. We'll go back to those guys here in just a second. Destroyer might be a little far back to get a move done down into the chicane here. Alibata going to go up the inside. Alibata feeling brave. Can he get it slowed down enough? He's in the middle of the track. He does get it through. Well done to Alibata. A little loose there on the exit, but no worries. Made it through just fine. Both of them pulling the DRS. So great move there from Alibata to take the middle of the track, get it slowed down, and position the car just right to get through there. Tar Heels there having a slow moment on the straight. And I don't know when, but I'm guessing Tar Heels is going to be looking to get off those medium boots. They are getting old, and they're not going to make it much longer and be good. Suzuki, meanwhile, on the 14-lap old mediums that they started on. We got Terrible talking in the chat about how Suzuki could maybe hold on to those tires, or not hold on to the tires, but only make one more stop and hold on to the lead. We'll see. I'm guessing if Suzuki does go in soon, they'll go on to the hard tires. I don't think Suzuki can push those long enough to get onto softs and finish the race. That would be a two-stopper for sure. Hankbank and Alibata actually going back and forth. Hankbank maybe having a moment there. These two, for as close as they're always driving, I've never seen them make contact. So really great at the McLaren team. Lovely teamwork. Jesper picking up a time penalty for warnings. Speaking of, let's check out the penalties. Looks like 3 seconds for Destroyer, Jesper, and Mopawa. 6 seconds for K-Dog and Frosty. Shareshaft having 8 seconds. Not sure where the odd time comes from. Oh, it's from the pit lane. And JH with 9 seconds. All track limits. Destroyer getting close on Hankbank here. They'll both have the DRS though, so no moves to be made. Destroyer did take a good exit. And he'll just be hanging out here. Suzuki diving into the pits. Going on what tire? Suzuki onto the soft tire. That tire is not going to make it to the end of the race, so Suzuki lining up for a two-stop. If Suzuki can pick up a safety car, that will work really well. So that puts the two McLarens here into the lead of the race. We'll see how well they hold that. Let's get a yellow in Sector 1. Is that K-Dog or Jesper? Jesper having a little off-track moment there. So we're going to have Hankbank and Alibata here coming into the final straight. Looks like Hankbank's going to get a great exit. Alibata running just a little wide. Going to also have the DRS, using the ERS. I think he's going to be looking for an overtake here. Yep, Alibata doesn't put up much of a fight there. Destroyer not far behind, really looking to get in on this though. We shall see how the two of them work. Who else do we have? Jesper on the old mediums overtaking his teammate K-Dog on the fresher hard tire. Gets that overtaking move done. Also gets a little bit of DRS left over from the straight, so that'll keep him ahead of K-Dog for the time being. Taking a strange line there through the middle. Suzuki picking up a 3-second penalty for track limits. It'll be his first. Hankbank picking up a track limits warning, so that shakes this up quite a bit. When we have a safety car, I've missed it. We've had somebody, I believe that's JH, who has DNF'd, and we might see, I don't see a car anywhere off the side of the track. Not entirely sure what happened to bring that out. I was reading a note we had come in. So we'll see. Hankbank diving into the pits. Alibata, Destroyer going to follow. Adrian, I believe, deciding to stay out. Everybody else seeming to come into the pits. Suzuki will stay out. Suzuki needed a safety car, but not really right now. This is not the ideal time for a safety car. I believe even with this less intense running, I still don't believe Suzuki's tires will be able to hold until the end of the race. Yeah, Suzuki not taking the opportunity there to pit. Probably would feel bad pitting again after pitting so much earlier, but I think getting onto the medium tire would have been the right move there. So that's Ankbank, Destroyer, Alibata, and Tambar all on fresh mediums. Brand new mediums, that would be great for them. Darluto staying on the older medium tires, and Adrian also deciding to stay out on mediums. Not exactly sure of the move there for Adrian or really Darluto, because these medium guys are going to catch up and pass as Adrian is going in to the pits again. I don't think those medium tires will last the rest of the race either. Shaft also out there on the 16-lap hards. Would have expected to see Shaft come in, but electing to stay out. Somebody's coming in. It's K-Dog to get off those hard tires. There's Shaft diving in as well. Both looking to get off the hard tires. Now, a fresh set of mediums here can do it. Fresh set of mediums can take you to the end of the race here. Would have been a great move for Suzuki. Might be a decent move for K-Dog and Shaft. Definitely a great move for Ankbank, Destroyer, Alibata, and Tambar, as well as Rusty and Jesper. So with this, the drivers will get all bunched up. I'm sure we'll see the safety car coming in on this lap. Ankbank getting a little wide there. Kind of unsure coming through that chicane slowly. Should be getting a message soon. There it is. Safety car coming in on this lap. We will watch Adrian take it away. I do not know if we'll see another safety car. I don't think we will. I think we'll see Darluto and Adrian come in to the pits again, but other than that, I think everybody's tires will be fine. Looks like Adrian's decided to go ahead and go. Wants to get away as soon as possible. Can't really escape Suzuki though. Suzuki on those soft tires going to hold nice and close. The rest of the pack kind of lagging behind a little bit there. Sounded like Adrian got a little loose coming off that corner, but keeps it in a straight line. Suzuki hunting him down. Gonna come into this short little DRS straight. If Suzuki can get a good exit here, it's enough for an overtake. Oh no, they don't have DRS yet. My apologies. Suzuki still wants the move. Gonna look to the inside, gonna decide off on it, file in behind Adrian. Suzuki and Adrian both getting a little loose there on the curves, but keeping it in line. The other key detail here, Adrian does not have any penalties. Of course, they will probably have to pit. So let's look back at Alibata not having any penalties. I could put them in a good position. Looks like there's been a spin maybe in Sector 3. Yellow coming out. Yes, looks like Mopower Cowboy has taken a little tour off the track. Gets it back in line. Gonna come down the straight here. Having some kind of strange issue on our screen. Tambar setting another fastest lap with a 111.5. And that K-Dog, I believe. K-Dog having an incident. Having maybe a little spin on the curbs there. Mopower Cowboy coming into the pits. Not sure for what. Maybe some damage. Yeah, getting a wing replaced there and going on to some mediums that are just gently used. Looks like Darluto and Frosty getting into it. K-Dog taking advantage of that, getting the breeze on through there. Rusty picking up another penalty for... Sorry, Rusty picking up his first penalty for track limits. Let's see who else we've got out here running close. These three, we've seen them all day. Alibaba, Destroyer, and Ankbank all running close. Tambar deciding to get in on the action. Wants to go on the inside. Don't think he's going to have it this time, but maybe next time with DRS can get it done. Got a yellow in Sector 2. I think that is Mopowa Cowboy again having some issues here. Spinning on those medium tires. Maybe they're a little cold. Looks like Suzuki losing out the position to Adrian. Had made the overtake and is now shuffled back behind. Gets a great exit out of that corner though. Suzuki wants the pass. He's going to go on the inside. Can he get it done? They're close. Suzuki going to get another great exit, and he will have DRS this time. Using the ERS2, going to go out the outside of Adrian this time. Can he get the move all the way done? They leave each other some space. Move done. Not much space, but there was space. Meanwhile, Alibaba looking to make a move here. Ankbank going out the inside of Adrian, a little off-put from that last time. And Destroyer coming at the inside of Alibaba as well. Got another yellow in Sector 3. I think it's just the drivers moving slowly. Coming out with the DRS, Tambar and Destroyer close. I think everybody's going to get into sort of single file. Adrian actually diving into the pits, getting off those medium tires. Had to make that move at some point. I'm assuming they'll go into softs. Yep. So Adrian on some fresh softs, going to have to try to make some big moves to get back up towards the front. Let's watch this battle from Tambar's perspective. Maybe just waiting for Destroyer and Alibaba to kind of get into it, tangle up, and maybe he can take advantage. Suzuki holding it on up there in second place with those 7-lap-old softs, but those tires are going to start falling away soon. So I'm betting we'll see Suzuki drop back into the pits, and I would assume they would go back onto soft tires. Mopowa having left the session, I think they were maybe having some connection or controller issues. Tambar getting the move done on Destroyer, maybe. They'll both get DRS, I'm assuming, so that will probably stay. That leaves Alibaba stranded up ahead, but I don't think they'll have the room to make it happen this time. Tambar wants it, not going to get it this time. Stays nice and close on Alibaba, well done through that chicane, gets the DRS again. It's going to go up the inside of Alibaba, wants to get the move done, and it will be moved done. Destroyer getting a little close here too. Destroyer might be looking to make it happen in the next DRS section. All these drivers on the same tires here. From first down to sixth, all with the same age, same tires. Suzuki there, diving into the pits, getting onto the fresh softs now. So that will, assuming, be Suzuki's last stop. Tar Heels in 8th with 7-lap-old tires. Probably has another stop to make. I think everybody else is on what they have to the end. Let's see where our next battle is. I think we're watching it. I think these guys, maybe Jesper coming up here on Rusty, are our next good battle. Oh yeah, Jesper getting right up there with Rusty. Gonna have the DRS too. Pulling the ERS, has 30%. Enough to kind of get it to happen. Jesper using it in the low speed there. Clears Rusty with no issue. Says Jesper up another position. Well done. Alibaba closing in on Tambar now. Rusty lagging a little bit behind Jesper there, maybe struggling on those medium tires a little bit. Almost driving like the car has maybe a little bit of body damage. It's see... No, maybe the tire's a little cold. Moving up to Destroyer. We'll see how these guys go through here. DRS train. Looks like it. I don't think we're going to see any overtakes there. Frosty diving into the pits here. And Darludo, unfortunately, looking like they will probably get lapped by Ankbank. Going to be seeing the blue flags. A shame for Darludo. They had done so well to get up from the qualifying ban. And just had, I think, an unfortunate spin. Frosty diving out with those medium tires. The pit exit here really dives into the track. I've noticed if you're taking that turn too. Oh, Darludo slow, seeming to have maybe some kind of connection issue there with the red X next to the name. Not entirely sure what's happening there. Destroyer closing in on Alibata. Pulls the ERS to get away. I don't think he's going to have the room to get a move done here. Meanwhile, we've got K-Dog closing in on Tar Heels coming into the hairpin. Thinking about an inside move. Ooh, a little bump there. Maybe off-put Tar Heels a little bit. Tar Heels on those 9-lap softs. Those are going to be hard to control at this point. I'm guessing we'll see Tar Heels come in. This is about as good an opportunity to do it as he will have. Yeah, Tar Heels diving in. He's done with those soft tires. Doesn't want them anymore. So that will solidify K-Dog's position. And wouldn't you know it, up here at the front we've got Tambar and Ankbank. The champion and the runner-up here in our Drivers' Championship for PRL Tier 1. And they are 1-2 on the track as well. Same tires, same age, equal performance cars, so these two guys are just going at it toe-to-toe now. Looks like Suzuki and Rusty having a little battle here. Coming in, Suzuki's going to want this inside move. He backs out of it. Wise choice from Suzuki there. Knew he wasn't going to get through on Rusty. Decides to back out. He'll be patient. Passing by Darludo there again. Suzuki wants to look to the inside. Might sell Rusty a dummy because Rusty locking up, staying on the inside. Suzuki wants the outside. They're still close. They're still side by side. Suzuki backing out there, letting Rusty kind of overdrive it a little bit. Suzuki pulling that ERS. Going up the inside here. Boy, these two are keeping it close. Looks like Rusty settles ahead for now, but Suzuki with that DRS, he's going to be looking for the move. Suzuki not having much ERS to defend with here, or to attack with. Ooh, gets a great exit on Rusty there, though. Suzuki with those younger, soft tires, Rusty on the older mediums. I think that one was just a matter of time. Looks like Adrian looking for a similar move here on Rusty. Similar tires, similar situation. Adrian with the DRS going around the outside of Rusty. These two are going to go side by side. Neither one backing out. Rusty's going to take it, overdrives a little bit, goes over the curb. He's going to have to back out of that one. Let's jump back up here with Tambar and Ankbank. They've got 5 laps left to settle this one. Ankbank's going to keep a solid hold. Got an incident in Sector 2. Looks like Frosty is taking a little tour off the track. Tambar picking up that penalty. I think that is going to set this one in stone. No. They're matched on penalties now. So actually, Tambar was in a good position until then to not have to overtake to get the win. But now they're on even ground. And both keeping a distance from Alibaba. Tambar going to use the DRS, going to go ahead. I think this battle between these two is going to come down to one of patience. They're both low. They're both about the same on ERS. So for Ankbank, if Ankbank can settle back, can just conserve the ERS, not get too antsy with it, not really try to overtake, wait for the last lap, use up all his ERS then, I think Ankbank's got a good chance of taking the win on this one. Tambar stays ahead. Now what Tambar needs to do is pick up on the fact that Ankbank is trying to save ERS and do the same while staying ahead, so he's got plenty with which to defend on the last lap. If Tambar uses up his ERS now in an effort to try to stay ahead, he's not going to have any for the last lap. So we'll see what they decide to do. Looks like Tambar kind of having an advantage here. Looks like Ankbank's not going to get it done on this one. Destroyer catching up to Alibaba needs the overtake and a little bit more to settle off that penalty here. Suzuki unfortunately got that 9 seconds penalty. That's going to move him down to 8th at the end of the race unless he can build a gap on the other two. Destroyer picking up another penalty, so that will put the podium mostly out of reach for Destroyer there. Meanwhile, Tambar and Ankbank just running away with the race. Ankbank having closed a little bit, seems to be saving some, but not very much ERS. How is Tambar on the situation? Not saving any. So Ankbank maybe has an ear on the broadcast here, listening in to what we've got going on. He will have DRS. He's in a great position to charge. Ankbank's still going to have the DRS here, using a little bit of ERS to get off the line there, so looks like we've had a spin. Is that Suzuki? It looks like it's Suzuki moving slowly. Tough break for Suzuki, just could not get the strategy quite down, picked up a few penalties, just not going to be his race. We have a virtual safety car out. It looks like that is Cher Shaft. Let's see if we can catch up and see what's going on here. That Cher Shaft on the inside of the track. Looks like the front wing's gone. Maybe just lost it coming up through there. Destroyer taking to the pits. To do what is the question. Looks like get on some fresh soft tires. Maybe looking to use as much of that as they can to make some moves on these guys. Maybe not a bad move from Destroyer being the only guy around. He's going to come up behind the safety car. I think it's going to tell him to pass it. Yep. Destroyer being one of the few guys on softs could make a few moves here, but I think those penalties might hold him back. He'll stay ahead of the guys behind. Might be able to pull away from Adrian enough, but I don't think he's going to make a move on Jesper or Alibaba. The safety car is not good for Tambar or Ankbank, both with 3 seconds of penalties. This will bunch them back up. It'll give Alibaba the chance to win this race. Just to stay within 3 seconds of these guys, and considering it looks like we're only going to have one lap of green flag, I don't think that's going to be a tall order. We shall see. So we are on 34-35. They've caught the safety cars and need to get slowed down. Easy, boys. And these guys will all bunch up behind the safety cars, so not good for the ones with stacks of penalties, namely K-Dog, and Destroyer and Rusty. put Adrian in a good spot to get around some of these guys without having to put in too much effort. If the safety car is coming in this lap, so we will have a green flag lap. The last lap, green flag. All Alibaba has to do is stay within 3 of Tambar to take the win here. So we'll see how they stack up for that. Keep in mind, there is a chance that some penalties could get removed. When is Tambar going to go? Tambar's going to hold Ankbank for quite a while here. Still holding them. Still holding. Still holding. They want to go. Tambar says no, now he's gone. And they've saved up their ERS, both of them. They will have an on-track battle for position. Ooh, Alibaba slipping back between the cracks a little bit. Everyone ahead with penalties. So Alibaba, as long as he can keep it clean and stay within 3 of Tambar, it won't be too big of an issue. Starting to slip back, that's 2.1. Really just needs to keep close with these guys. Ankbank seems to have fallen back from Tambar. They won't have DRS, so I don't think it's going to get a move done here. Destroyer on the meanwhile wants to get in on Ankbank. He's going to go up the inside. He will take that on the track. I think he will give it back with penalties. Looks like the soft tires were definitely the move. It would have been even better if nobody had... Destroyer didn't have any penalties. But that will be your race. Looks like Alibaba is going to stay within 3 seconds. Coming through that chicane, yes. So that is Alibaba, your race winner. Followed by Tambar, Ankbank, Jesper, Destroyer, Rusty, Adrian about to cross the line here. And does. Followed by Suzuki. Suzuki going to be followed in by K-Dog. Frosty having a little spin there at the line. K-Dog coming across the line. Tar Heels. Well done to hang in with these Tier 1 guys. Like I said, Tar Heels Tier 2 guy. Rookie for this season. Reserving up into Tier 1 and doing a good job of hanging with them and finishing the race. So well done to Tar Heels. And that is your Tier 1 race, everyone. Some great battles here. Suzuki Driver of the Day, I don't think I could agree any more. Had a great recovery at the start of the race. Had a little bit of a strategy hiccup, but other than that, drove a great race. There's your podium there with the 2 McLaren guys joined by Tambar. A common sight here in Tier 1. Alibaba going to enjoy that win. And I think the championship might still be in reach for Tambar, but does need Ankbank to DNF this next race. And looking at Ankbank's record, I don't think we'll see that. So Ankbank going to take a strong lead here into the final round of PRL. That is going to be Brazil. You can catch it here next week. We will be driving in Brazil for the final race of the season. My name is TAC Delta. This has been PRL T1 at Canada. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week.